Oh, synthesis items? So I did figure out you can just pause at any time to bring up the menu. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was weird. So yeah, you can change your team, but then yeah, this is where synthesis is. So yeah, you can make more items, you can get more songs. I think I got all of them. Oh, still missing one. Don't have enough for it either. Man. But yeah, then besides that, you can get a whole bunch of icons for multiplayer and different, like the collectibles, which if you get enough collectibles, it boosts things like your EXP, stats for your characters, that kind of stuff. Item drop rate. And then you can also synthesize more crystals. I assume using whatever stuff you're not using already. It's very easy to level up your Moogle and Max. I did it almost instantly after the stream last time. Yeah, so Team 3D does have pretty high defense. Because usually, like with Team Classic, you got, it's hard to say with these low levels, but the idea is that Goofy has the high defense and Donald has high strength because magic isn't a thing in this. And then yeah, Sora's middle of the road, but yeah, I wonder if they do specialize. Tough to say. But yeah, we're in the home stretch now. This is actually, so you unlock these if you get a whole bunch of the mission stars. You have to get 280, so I only just barely have enough. And it gets you one Winged Angel, another Rage Awakened, and another, another side. No, it gets you the other promise, Roxas's battle theme, which I think is the odd one out. I think it would have been cool if these had all been secret boss themes, but Roxas is cool. But yeah, we're getting to the home stretch because now we're in Kingdom Hearts 3, and there's a lot of copyrighted music here, so I'm skipping Toy Story. That clickety-clacking you heard was just me trying to lure in some more viewers for this finale. Cause yeah, budget gone, cutscene time. I think one of the wildest facts about this movie is that the voice actor for Flynn Rider, he literally took the job hoping to get into Kingdom Hearts, and he actually got it. Like, that's like a Nomura level play. Yeah, this is I mean, honestly, all the jeez. All the themes in Kingdom Hearts 3 are pretty lovely because they're all orchestral. But I actually really like the secondary battle theme here, which obviously isn't any because there's only one theme per world. Like, yeah, actually, I think that Tango's secondary battle theme is one of the prettiest battle themes in all of Kingdom Hearts. Oh yeah, there's that absurdly gorgeous cutscene from the end because they really wanted to flex on Pixar, I guess. Pixar and whatever Disney studio does their CG. Rapunzel in the cartoon has her own Virgil? Well, that's great. I hear the cartoon's good. Alright. I can do San Francisco. I can do Monstropolis. I cannot go near this world. I will get claimed. So they went with Monster Smash for this, but it's weird because for the other ones they used regular themes, the non-battle themes, like they had You Got a Friend in Me for Toy Story, stuff like that. And I think that the overworld theme in Monstropolis is really, really nice. It has kind of a Monstro energy, ironically, from Kingdom Hearts 1. And then, but yeah, they went with this battle theme instead, which is fine, but I just don't think it's anything special. Oh yeah, but you can see it here too. Terra has a gliding animation alongside Opera. I mean, I say that like it's a lot of work, but it is literally just T-posing that's rotated. And like the hair moves a little bit. So these are the only movie stages in the story, but there actually are a bunch of other music video type stages for character themes. But you have to unlock those and pick them on the track list. You know, obviously this is done to make it work on the Switch, but I wonder if even the PS4 could have handled gliding through Kingdom Hearts 3's worlds. It almost seems like they would have to wait for the PS5 just to load it fast enough. Did I miss the yeet? Did they show it? Yeah, that's... Honestly, Kingdom Hearts 3 has so many of the best cutscenes in the franchise. Throwing Vanitas through those doors, Woody with young Xehanort in the Toy Story world. Like, there's some really good stuff. Oh, I was just talking to a friend earlier about the bit where Ansem is confronted by the Twilight Town kids. He's just has no idea how to deal with regular human beings. Rapunzel learns she can heal in reverse. So what, she learns how to murder? What a character arc. know, a lot of people really like Big Hero 6. I kind of thought it was nothing. Like, all of these hero characters I find are kind of half a note, like not even really one note. Like Hero he's kind of bland, but he's cool. But especially the monster suit guy, I think is really, like, I hate how his entire thing is just like naming tropes that the story is enacting. So he'll say like, oh, it's an origin story. Like, yep, I get it. You are familiar with writing. Yeah, especially the whole thing with Hero's brother, I feel is just really dumb. It hinges on him being really, like, unnecessarily stupid with no sense of self-preservation to the point where he runs into an exploding building. And obviously, Baymax is normal. That was by design. Yes, the trope pointer outer. Oh yeah, no, the bridge scene with Roxas. I think that was a really nice scene in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, it's so nice how 3 finally has something relevant happening in each Disney world, because that was such a problem for such a long time, where just it would be irrelevant. Like, stuff would happen after the world, or maybe even not that, like, depending. So actually having them eat ice cream or reminding him of something is nice. Alright, we're getting close to the end. This is a weird one, because yeah, it's the Kingdom Hearts 3 version of the Keyblade Graveyard, which is a much more complicated theme than the Birth by Sleep version, but it's also kind of chaotic, so it's kind of hard to play. That's true, you're only gonna know the lore for Big Hero 6 because of Kingdom Hearts 3, because it's actually canon. It's like how Toy Story World is canon to the Pixar Toy Story universe, because they just went to another dimension. It still happened. You can tell which creators really wanted to play ball with Square Enix, and which ones did not care. This is such a nice little piano bit. It's so haunting, and yeah, like this part just throws me way off. I have no idea what's happening. But yeah, the piano bit, it showed up first in the original secret ending to Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's so haunting and cool, and honestly, it wrote a check that Birth by Sleep could not cash. And it should have been Xehanort's theme, in my opinion. I think that his regular theme was nowhere near as cool. Yeah, I think people would have had less of an issue with Kingdom Hearts if they just did have Organization 13 boss fights in the actual Disney World. Because it is weird how the only solo fight against a regular human-sized enemy is Davy Jones in the Pirates world up until very, very late game, like Xehanort basically, because everything else is 2 or 3 on 3s. It's weird. Alright, so this pit. This is such a cool track. Hey Onyx, how's it going? Yeah, a lot of the Disney stuff is just remake the movie, and then the Pixar stuff is all trying to do a little bit more. Yeah, but I love this. It starts all slow, but then it just really builds. Because this is a gorgeous song from Kingdom Hearts 3. Unfortunately, there's no names of Cuck's whales to tell you who spent the most money to get into Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, it starts to speed up now, and it's so cool. Yeah, this song is just pure satisfaction, honestly. Yeah, this bit. So in the Tangle cartoon, using the incantation backwards makes your eyes turn black. This sounds raw. Finished your bloodstained stream, Onyx? That's a game I've been meaning to try out. It's on Game Pass. I mean, I'm really not familiar with those Castlevania type games, but I've always been kind of curious. Yeah, I'd love it if they let Ishimoto play to his strengths, like put vocal tracks in Kingdom Hearts. Make it like Metal Gear Rising. Make it so that you like do a reaction command and vocals kick in. Do they use part of Mickey's theme in the microwave hallway bit? That's amazing. All right, time to dive in. Finally, there's some story. I do regret that I wasn't able to just stream immediately and get my actual reactions to this stuff, but it was mostly just a face I made, so it doesn't really make a big difference. I don't have a camera. Miriam stuffs her face with a whole pizza pie. That's just how video game characters eat, honestly. Yeah, the Limit Cut themes are all great. Very interesting remixes. Yeah, no, I was basically just making a pog face. Unfortunately, I'm not at the point yet where I can transfer my emotions into elaborate reactions for people to enjoy, but I'll work on that. Shark pog. But yeah, no, I had a big smile on my face when this came up because this song is so beautiful. And this world is so beautiful. Like, there are people who are let down by this place. They said, oh, it's just lazy, there's no real assets, it doesn't compare to the world that never was, but it's so good! Like, even if it was super ugly, which it's not, you're stupid if you think it's ugly, I'm sorry. Those stars with their stories are so, like, they're probably my favorite part of Kingdom Hearts now. Because, not a spoiler, but every game I like, every story I like, all the Hattok favorite games got the themes of death. That's why Sonic and the Black Knight is raw. Luckily, I'm not being scored on this. Although it's actually weird, you can't even do this stage normally after you beat the story. There's actually, and yeah, after this you play Kairi's theme, Kairi 3 from Kingdom Hearts 1, and that's also not a stage. Like, it's very strange, because it's a very important song, but that's why it makes sense that it's saved for now. Yeah, I love how different the reused songs and Limit Cut sound too, yeah. Like, I honestly, I don't like the weird piano in Larxine's version, but it still is unique. And yeah, it is a missed opportunity to not have Demyx. Like, it's kind of a meme, but he is the music guy. And yeah, there is water too now at this point. I do wonder what his deal is, because he was hinted at something in that one scene in 3, and then he still hasn't shown up in Cucks.
This world will be engulfed in darkness. Everything you care about, and everyone you love. If you truly possess the power of a princess of heart,
comments got
your
hung
heart
up because
will
he said
resonate with
fucking.
the Keyblade wielders, and I believe you can lead me to that wielder's world.
So yeah, this is the first bit where things start to get crazy. I thought they were building up to some crazy other plan.
This is more than
because the way he talks to Kairi here is super weird.
Like most, you probably believe that nothing exists outside of this world you live in. And yet, there are countless other worlds. You can see them sparkle brilliantly in the night sky. Through that sea of stars.
No, not Kairi in the jar. Don't say that.
Are meant to be. However, if you arrive in a world that's neither of light nor darkness, but somewhere on the other side, your task will be far from easy. If that happens, you must abandon your search. We have failed.
Yeah, this is... I feel like there must be a little bit more to this. Because how he says, we have failed, and the way he's talking, like... I don't know, people have interpreted this scene as them trying to make Xehanort more heroic. I don't think that's what they're going for. But it is weird how he's talking to her, as Shibuya Gato put it, like an astronaut. Yeah, this bit hit me too. Like, it's such a nice idea. But after watching Shibuya Gato's stream, she suggested having reflected in the water all the different moments when Sora was looking for Kairi and couldn't find her. And from there, I also imagined like having audio, like having stuff like where he says like, "What about my island? Riku, Kairi." Like the kind of thing, like having that kind of in the background too, that would be so impactful, I think. Because I think that's kind of what the scene's implying without the visuals, but having that little bit of extra, I think, would have really taken this to the next level. And it would fit, because this has been such a montage of scenes anyways. Yeah, like as she was putting it, you know, there's been so many times where Sora's been looking for Kairi and now she's looking for him. Like, it's a perfect parallel. Also, yeah, PS2 Kairi model. Please just remake Kingdom Hearts 3 with PS2 graphics. That would be amazing. It'll load so much faster. Yep, now we're getting to the real good stuff. Yeah, no, the Xehanort thing sending Kairi away, it was in a secret report, so it's been there since the start. It was a little bit more played down at the time, but it was sparse on detail, so it still fits. Yeah, exactly, Diablo Jobs. He's not very heroic, he's literally kidnapping a child.
You're the one who keeps messing with my fate. If it weren't for everything that
Old
you've
Xehanort
done,
looks weird in an organization
Sora and
coat.
everyone would be safe.
Like, there's something uncanny about it.
Even if you're not really here. And this is just a memory or illusion.
Oh yeah, so I've seen people confused by this. It is a memory or illusion. It's specifically, he says later on he's a product of Kairi's heart. And yeah, that's because it's similar to in Chain of Memories when Sora goes into memory worlds. The characters get recreated and they're still somewhat autonomous, but they are just memories. Like in Chain of Memories in Traverse Town, Aerith is aware that something is wrong and she can sense things and is a memory. Yeah, this cutscene's so well choreographed. Like, the fight is actually, it's the first really good cutscene fight in all of Kingdom Hearts.
You've become quite the keyblade wielder.
Yeah, it could be Kairi's PTSD. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen it with Aqua. Has Sora not won anything without his friends? He beat Xemnas in Kingdom Hearts 2 the first time when he teleported him away for that weird memory skyscraper battle.
Your heart. You seek clues to Sora's whereabouts by using your memories of him to search through your own heart. But there's nothing for you to find here. I'm afraid the answer you seek lies in memories that
I wonder what
are
this is
long
about.
gone.
Memories that are long gone. Like it might just be the ancient. Oh, I love how she does that twice. Yeah,
I
she
have had enough of this.
de-summons the Keyblade and then summons it again. And yeah, she just keeps going. She's all in. Like she's a berserker. So my premonition for the next game, I think there's definitely another Dream Drop Distance type game coming, but I'm not sure if that's going to be next. Because the thing is that there's 3 Kingdom Hearts games being worked on right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Osaka team one is Dream Drop Distance 2. Oh yeah, so this bit, I really thought this was going to be Kairi just inheriting Sora's Keyblade. I think that would have been cooler, honestly. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the other 2 smaller games that aren't being made by Osaka team come out sooner and are not directly following this plot line, but following other stuff like the Lost Masters, that kind of stuff.
As I thought, your voice can't reach us here. Now I'm certain of where your heart is.
Switches outfits just for the boss fight. Because yeah, really cool final boss fight. PS2 Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora is a thing. Looks great too. I've seen Shibuya Gato and some other people have done the proud mode version of this fight, and it's intense. Yeah, it's so interesting how, yeah, this is not Birth by Sleep or Kingdom Hearts, Birth by Sleep Xehanort or Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora. These are the Kingdom Hearts 3 animations spliced in onto these PS2 models. Like it's a proof of concept. I hope it means something. Unfortunately, this is not a great final boss theme. There would have been better. Like, why is Rage Awakening in this? People say, oh, it's the theme of kicking Xehanort's ass, but until now, it has never been for anything besides Terra/lingering will stuff. So I don't buy that. It's such a weird choice. This bit was pretty weak too. So yeah, I wish, because if they have these animations here, like how he's holding the Keyblade, they really could have had a Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora. I wish there was more teams. Yeah, they even have the Kingdom Hearts 3 version of Thunder. Yeah, Shibuya is crazy, like scarily good at rhythm games. Yeah, Kairi does even say in Kingdom Hearts 3 that her memories of
you.
her childhood are pretty hazy, which is the first time they
On
really
the
acknowledged
day
that in a long
I
time.
sent you out from your world. Do you remember what it is I said to you? Those words hold the answer. You
Yeah,
seek.
exactly. I think it'll be like a Days or Recoded that's
may
first,
cause
but
you
I don't know. They could
to suffer.
surprise us and just have
I am a
Dream Drop
product
Distance 2 be the next
Your
one.
heart.
It's hard to
My
predict
reason.
because there's a lot of threads going now.
I shall give
They
you
literally have
your
3
answer.
different threads to follow just in this game's ending. Yep, this is Christopher Lloyd, Xehanort's 3rd voice actor. I think he's a really good fit. I think that he's a much more natural follow-up than Rutger Hauer was. Rest in peace. Because Rutger was just kind of doing his own thing with kind of a weird accent to it, which is the accent isn't a problem. The voice acting was good, but it didn't match up with how Leonard Nimoy did
when
his
my
voice.
heart and body were still united as one, I told you about what would happen if we were to fail. If you arrive in a world that's neither of light nor darkness, but somewhere on
The next
other
game could
side,
be a Mickey Mouse social sim game
your
because
task
he's
will
going
be
to Scala
far
Ad
from
Kylum,
easy.
aka the Keyblade Academy. Mr.
That
Fiel was right.
is the answer I have for you.
Yeah, actually, I think that's probably his best line in the entire game. The "if you survive that long."
What does that mean?
For Rutger Hauer, I keep forgetting people can't see the chat in the video. But then he also has "Come Kingdom Hearts," where his voice cracks.
If you arrive in a world that's neither
All right,
light
so
nor
we're up to
darkness,
limit cut.
but
We
somewhere
caught
on
up.
the other side, your task will be far from easy.
Yes, he said that's the answer.
Not of light or darkness, but on the other side.
The way they just jump right to
Never
this
heard of a place like that.
is it's so
Something
ridiculous,
else he
but
said perplexes me.
I do love it.
Your voice can't
It's
reach
just like,
us. I'm certain of
if
where
it's on the
your
other
heart
side,
is.
maybe it's fiction.
You would assume that he's referring to the realm of darkness, but
Oh, your least favorite scene?
that clearly isn't the case here, wouldn't you say?
Where voices can't reach. The other side of our world. Of reality. Unreality. A fictional world.
Fictional?
Oh yeah, you don't like how Kairi gets shafted? Yeah, I can totally relate.
I'm afraid
Like,
such mysteries
I'm fine
are
with
beyond
just
our
letting Kingdom Hearts take me where it goes.
Maybe Mickey.
I would have done some
or
things
Master
differently,
Yen
but I'm not
knows.
making the games. But I totally get, because Kairi's been built up for a long time. Unlike people who say they've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 for 15
Kairi,
years, which is ridiculous. People have been waiting
Yeah,
a long
just
time
now.
for Kairi to do
How come
more than
you're
have
here?
one boss fight and
Well,
remind.
Actually,
And I think that
I found some info
her
about
being with
Sora.
Aqua is going to
Really?
be a really
We
good
got something
thing
too.
in theory, because I think
did?
her and Aqua both need it. But yeah, it's been too long, I think. They should have done it faster. It should have been after Kingdom Hearts 2.
Excuse
Like,
me, dears.
you can say
I
it's
certainly
realistic,
didn't
she needs
mean
more
to
training,
startle
but
you.
they made her go to the
You're
hyperbolic
not
time chamber
expecting
just
magic.
to train.
It can
They
be a
could have just written it
surprise.
off like that. Like, it's never had to be this much of a struggle for any other
Now
character.
then, I am the fairy godmother, and it's
Yes,
a pleasure
emphasis
to
on
meet
God
you
and Fairy
all.
Godmother. Very important character, very powerful.
She came here at Yen Sid's request. He said she's got a clue that might help us find Sora.
Yen Sid sent you?
That's right. To find Sora, we need 3 keys. First, Riku, and
Yeah,
then,
I agree,
of
Twinder. We
course,
didn't really
there's
need to
you,
see the
dear
training. Like,
Kairi.
that's never been
Okay.
much of a thing. Like, it's weird. Dream Drop
Riku's
Distance make this big
dreams,
deal about
Kairi's
how
memories.
Sora and
You
Riku
two have
are
already
self-taught
done
and
your
need to be
part.
taught the proper way
Kairi's
to
memories.
use the
Yes.
Keyblade.
We
But
performed an examination of
what they
Kairi's
end up
heart
doing is just the
and
exact same
obtained an
stuff they were
important
already
clue
doing,
from
because
the
they're not
lost
going to drop
memories
their
it
iconic
contains,
moves.
which is that
Like, Sora's always going to use Strike Raid and that
there's
kind of
another
thing.
world on the other side of ours that's not of darkness or light.
Riku, what did you dream?
Very Pog Mother. Oops.
Well,
Yeah,
since
these cutscenes
Sora
are so long, the
disappeared,
Switch start to turn off.
I've been having dreams about a large city with tall buildings. Apparently, that's the clue.
A
Yeah,
city.
power scaling is something that you shouldn't
Maybe
fixate
that's
on,
what Xehanort
because
was
like,
talking about.
yeah,
A
obviously,
fictional world.
realistically, even though Sora has
A
lost his
fictional world?
levels 3 times, I think at this point, 4 times.
Yes, perhaps.
Like, yeah,
Three
obviously he's
realms
super
of our
strong,
world.
whatever, but
Light,
like it doesn't
darkness,
matter.
and
Just
between.
do what Dragon Ball
These are
Super
all
did and make
places we can
everyone
travel
more
to,
powerful. Except don't do what
because
Dragon Ball Super did and
they
make
are on our
Goku
side.
the only one that can get
This
anything
also
done.
includes the
Like,
worlds of memories,
Without Sora here,
data,
people
and
can't rely on him going
dreams.
forward, hopefully.
If
So that'll
I
be
am
good.
correct, then
yeah,
this
I don't know.
other side of our world, from which voices cannot reach, must be a place outside of our reality.
But another side, another story.
Namely, it must be unreality, or fiction.
This is a fiction
But
based on unreality.
that is the extent of our knowledge.
So I thought we should go to Mickey and Master Yen Sid
Wait,
to
that's what it
ask
was?
about it.
Goku did a Goku-shaped spirit bomb? I thought
I'm
he was just
not
growing
quite
really
sure they'll
big.
be able to help you, my dear.
Then, what now?
Oh, you forget. There are 3 people who
Man, a
hold the
furry
key.
Pogmother game. That'd be
There's
great.
still one more. One with a strong will and a very precious dream.
Who is it?
You'll see. I'll introduce you.
I was expecting this to be a big tease. Like, something I was thinking about after I finished this and let it sit for a bit. There are so many moments where they could have cut it and then had an Oath to Return, Kingdom Hearts. Like, I'm so glad they didn't. They didn't take any of the obvious cuts.
Whoa,
This place.
you know it?
Yeah. I came here with Sora. And also in my dreams
You know,
while I
Celestial
slept.
Cage, Sora didn't tell them about the video game, but Donald and Goofy could
This
have.
is...
They even,
Final World.
Donald mentions that Yozora looks like Riku.
There's no one here.
That's not true. Why don't you look closer?
Huh?
An interesting small detail here. I think it's cool how Riku and Kairi had to focus to see the stars, whereas Sora could just see them. That might have just been because he was dead, but
The
I think it's
stars.
interesting
I
if
never
just
noticed.
his philosophy of how there's hearts
Yes.
everywhere and he's willing to see them in
Strong
everything
hearts gather
lets
here
him see
after
these
death
stars with no effort.
until they are ready to move on. I'm sure she's around here somewhere.
She?
The final key.
The final key, which was referenced in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. The third key, I should say. Yeah, Onyx, you're right. The cutscene direction, like, right now they're just standing there, but something I've really noticed is that the Disney characters are really well
We
animated.
found you.
There's a bit with
We've
Mickey
been
later,
searching
and the
all
Fairy
over for
Godmother,
you,
every
my
bit
dear.
she's in looks great.
Do I know you? I'm Kairi. It's a pleasure to meet
Diablo
you.
Jobs, I refuse to believe
You're
that
all
Riku doesn't
able
like
to retain your
JRPGs.
appearance in this world.
Have you seen his emo phase? Have
I
you
met
seen when
someone
he was
else who
wearing a
could do that.
blindfold?
So she's the final key?
Yeah, so Riku, I
That's
think, has
right,
been
dear.
kind of bland since the end of Kingdom Hearts
Now
3.
we finally have
And part of
all
that is
3.
because his character is kind of resolved
how
right now. I
exactly
think he
can
needs
she
a new
help?
trouble, some sort of
It's
problem for him to
simple.
face.
She came from the world
Because
on the other side.
he's gotten over his stuff from the last arc, but
You
now he
see,
kind of
she's
has
very
nothing.
special.
He
Her
needs something new.
form was taken from her, but she managed to find her way here. If she goes back to her world, her heart will certainly be stolen. Right, dear?
Yes. It seems you know
Yeah,
a lot
RFS
about me.
MGG, I agree. I love the idea of these Disney characters just
A
being
little,
absurdly
And I
powerful.
would use my magic to change you back
Like,
if I could.
I love the power scaling to get
afraid
them
that's
on the level of
impossible
other Kingdom
while
Hearts
you're in
characters,
this
which,
form.
to be fair, has already happened because
Don't fret, though.
Kingdom
I
Hearts 3
believe that we'll
Sora
find
is
a way to
absurd
make your
compared to
dream
2
come
and
true
well,
very
obviously
soon.
1. But the party members have caught up.
Come
So,
true.
like, you have, like, Woody and Buzz
I wanna help
Lightyear and
make that
Rapunzel or
happen.
whatever being on
Will
roughly
it
the
lead us
same
to
scale.
Sora?
Which is kind of
Oh, I'm
absurd,
afraid
but
it's not
fun.
that simple. First, we must get to her world.
Like, everyone
She
just
can open a
passively
path
levels
for
up with
us,
Sora, no matter
and you
where
can
they are
use
or
the
if they've
power
ever
of
met him.
waking to go there.
The power of waking.
Sorry, but did I hear you say Sora? Wait,
Oh yeah, so the Star
do you
Girl's
know
name.
him? Yes,
I
he was here.
I would curse Nomura's
He
name
encouraged me
if
not
her
to
name
give
is
up.
Stella,
Did something happen
because
to him?
his brain is
Yeah,
it needs to be stopped.
Sora disappeared. He's a good friend of ours, so we've been looking for him. Right now, we think he's in a big city full of tall buildings. Ring any bells?
All right,
A
here's the
city
part
full
that
of
broke
tall
my brain.
buildings.
After Twitter user nvignon
Quadratum?
told me to look up what quadratum means.
It has more skyscrapers than any other city.
Are
I
you
know.
ready?
That was
Quadratum means
Quadratum.
square.
Is that where Sora is?
And then another
There's
person
no
pointed
way of
out
knowing.
they went to the
but
final
I
world
believe it is
so that
possible.
Riku could go to a world that is a fantasy.
Think you can
I
help us?
hate Nomura so much.
I'm not sure exactly.
He is the
what's
worst.
happening, but if Sora is in trouble, I want to help. Please let me know what you need from me.
Thanks.
Oh, but yeah, I mentioned earlier, I think Riku's thing now is dreams, like not darkness. I think that arc is behind him.
I'm afraid this is as much as I can do. It's up to you, Riku, to take care of the rest.
I want to go.
Kairi.
Yeah, Merlin can just
That's
break the rules of
not-
time travel, and the fairy godmother can just go to the afterlife while alive and take people with her.
I know. I want to go with you. But
Yeah, so I don't know,
I know
because
that I
on the
can't.
one hand, I think a Riku
I
Kairi
need
game
to
would be
finish
really
training.
cool, and honestly, Riku and Kairi
I need to
desperately
become
need to interact with
stronger.
each other.
And when
They
I
do
I'll be
not have
right there next
chemistry.
to you and
They haven't
Sora.
had chemistry since Kingdom Hearts 1.
Good.
Like, they need
But
something
first,
desperately.
I'll go explain
But
everything. To
this
Donald and
lets us
Goofy,
have a
and
Kairi
to
Aqua
Mickey and
game
Master
instead,
Yen
and that's
Sid.
cool.
Be careful out there, dear, and try not to do anything too reckless. Come straight back if you encounter any trouble.
I will.
Twindle07, the next game almost definitely will not be Kingdom Hearts 4. I think actually even Nomura has said in an interview that there's 2 or 3 stories that need to be told. Maybe it's 1 or 2 stories, but he said there's stories that need to be told before the next arc can begin. So I imagine, because there's 3 Kingdom Hearts games I mentioned earlier. There's 3 games in development right now. 1 is from Osaka Team, and 2 are from new studios that have been made just for Kingdom Hearts. And I imagine those 2 games are going to come out first, and then Osaka Teams. And then maybe some other thing, like, I'd love if they just made a Melody of Memories 2, because this game is so fun, and I'd want more music. Yeah, okay. I really want Virum Rex to just be a game. Like, I don't even want it to be connected to Kingdom Hearts at first. I want it to just be Virum Rex. No, not Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy Versus 13. Completely different. Featuring Noctis from the Final Fantasy Versus 13 franchise. This credits theme is so good. Like, I got a huge soft spot for jazz, but just beyond that, it's so nice. It's such a nice version of March Caprice something something. neat detail that Hercules has like a Superman glide. And yeah, Simba gets no gliding animation, he just gets to run. Yeah, there we go, this is the good stuff. There's actually some nice details, like right here you've got Mickey just with Aqua on screen for 0.2. It actually reminds me I completely forgot to go back and do 0.2 after Birth by Sleep, but whatever. That's not important, it's one song. Yeah, now they got Riku and Mickey. And yeah, before that they had Roxas and Ventus on screen at the same time. Like, just like a little bit of extra thought put into which characters are on screen at a time is nice. Yeah, now it's just Sora and Riku. Fits. And then the Dream Eaters. I saw a comment. People were really mad the Dream Eaters ended up in the credits and not Kairi. But like, it makes sense that Kairi's not there, and also it's just a montage of all the playable characters. It's not important. It doesn't mean anything. I should clarify, not a Twitch comment. No one in the chat, I assume. I haven't checked, but I assume no one said that. But it was a YouTube comment on something. I forget what. Some melody in my video. This is such a nice way to end it, with everyone on screen together. Like, it's just nice. Alright, gonna try and catch up on what I missed in the chat. Let's focus on that. Yes, make Recoded 2. Recoded will be relevant. Cux takes place in a data dream. It is such a waste that Melody of Memory has no DLC. Like,
Riku went alone?
there's so many missing songs.
That's way too dangerous.
Like,
I have to go after him now.
maybe they can say, oh, it's not DLC, it's a final mix.
Do not be hasty, Mickey.
Like, I just give me more boss fights, give me more songs. I will pay a premium.
But Master Yen said he's all alone in a world we know nothing about.
Precisely. We have never faced something like this before, which is why we must remain calm.
But...
Kairi, this information you bring us, it comes from Xehanort during his time
Noctis
as
is a
researcher.
perfectly okay character, but Final Fantasy 15 is a horrible mess. A horrifying mess that the deeper you look into it, the worse it gets. It's an eldritch abomination.
But
It's
we defeated Xehanort.
it's horrifying.
Is there anybody else we can ask?
Hey, Axel is not a sex pest. He was voiced by himself.
When I was still serving as a Keyblade Master, it was known that the ancient masters had crossed over into another world.
Expectations for the World Ends With You announcement, I think you're not far off with a Stadia port of Final Remix. Like, they've done this countdown thing like 3 times, I'm pretty sure, and it's never been worth it.
Garden, the land of departure and Twilight Town, who are searching for Sora, to inform them of what we have learned and have them halt their respective efforts. Donald, Goofy, I leave this to you.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
And Kairi, will you continue your
Komori
training
Bat God, Meow Wow
as you
King,
were
correct.
Before?
Actually, I'd like to study under Master Aqua.
That is an excellent idea.
Now, to be fair, Kairi is a queen. She does deserve to be in the credits, but maybe she'll get her own credits in an actual action game eventually.
With the investigation of this new world and how it is related to the ancient Keyblade Masters.
But how?
Oh, people already call Nomura a misogynist all the time. They say, oh, Nomura just hates women. Look how he writes all these characters. They don't even get a fight scene.
In the world of Scala and
How dare Naminé not get her sketchbook and smack someone in the face with it? Although, to be fair, if she could fight with her book, someone talked about Naminé fighting like Zexion does with her sketchbook, and that would be cool. RFS MGG, I totally agree. They need a lot more scenes like that, like just small, casual scenes with the characters, because they've been so focused on big events for a long time now, and I think some of the characters have suffered for it. Like how I said that Riku and Kairi have no chemistry anymore. Not that they ever had that much, but in Kingdom Hearts 1 there was a little bit of something. Yeah, people will look at anything Nomura does that turns out good and say that something was wrong. Like, wait, there's a 150th song? What am I missing? But yeah, anytime something good happens, like Tifa and Aerith being great in Final Fantasy VII Remake, there's like, oh, well, someone must have been holding Nomura back because clearly he would have made it so that they were bad characters. That's his prerogative, that's what he wants to do. You don't like the boyfriend angle of Mickey Mouse or Michael Mouse and Riku? Well, I hate to break it to you, but they're getting married. Unfortunately, most Kingdom Hearts fans are illiterate. It's just how things be. Yeah, Naminé could use illusions and stuff. Really, Naminé probably needs to be nerfed in some way, because if she actually used her powers for something, she'd be absurdly overpowered, because she has the ability to impact the memories of anyone connected to Sora. So literally all she has to do is get Sora to like look at someone, and then she can just erase them. Yeah, that's the thing. People like to look at stuff like Kingdom Hearts and other like JRPGs and stuff, and they love to point at things like Assassin's Creed or something like that and be like, look, they need to add female characters to get women to know that they're safe playing video games. But then all it really takes is an actual sincere emotional story like Kingdom Hearts, and then you'll get stuff like, because yeah, Kingdom Hearts, I think there is no other fan base I'm familiar with that has a more dense female/gay fan base. Like, it's because it's the stuff that resonates. It's like every Kingdom Hearts game on some level is about identity. And then also, yeah, you got a lot of like pretty boys, and you've got a lot of people crying and stuff. Like, it's stuff that's gonna resonate with people. But no, you need to have your stabby gun killer person, they got tits. The gays do love Kingdom Hearts. It is a gay franchise. I'm sorry, that's how it goes. You played Kingdom Hearts 2 when you were 8, and now you want a man to cuddle? See, that's the gay agenda at work. Yeah, there is a thing where, like, because yeah, I'm even kind of guilty of this with Kairi, where I do want her to actually, like, fight and stuff, but that's because Kingdom Hearts is an action game, and I want more characters. Like, Aqua is basically the only, like, consistent fighter among the female. Well, no, there's Xion. I don't give Xion enough credit, honestly. It's like, she's actually kind of absurdly powerful. It's just easy to forget. Because the thing is that Kingdom Hearts female characters are very, very victimized is the problem, I think. They don't get as much empowerment as Sora does. Like, Kingdom Hearts characters in general are miserable. Every character besides Sora has a very sad theme song, besides Terra, I guess. Terra's kind of determined, I guess. But everyone else, like, Riku's sounds all emo and dour. Like, every character needs a new theme song for the next phase of Kingdom Hearts, because none of their songs are suited to them being happy. Oh no, Shion's easy to forget. No, that joke is supposed to be dead, but I keep bringing it back, just like Shion. Yeah, Sora x Riku obviously isn't going to actually happen. Like, you're combining a Japanese franchise and Disney. There's so many cards stacked against it. But as long as they just keep things ambiguous, it can be whatever. Okay, so honestly, I think that asexual/aromantic Sora is totally, like, the most likely reading of his character. Like, I find this a lot with a lot of anime characters people ship when it's like a rival character or something like that, like how Sora and Riku or anything like that. I feel like the most realistic outcome is when the rival character, like, I don't know, I can't pull any examples up right now, but like, they're into the main character, but the main character's like doesn't get it at all. It's just like, oh, that's nice. We're such good friends. I don't think Shion's going to have her puppet transformation stuff in future games. I think she's going to be a mime. She's going to be like Bart's in Dissidia, where she can copy other characters' skills. And I really hope they do it full on Dissidia, where she's like combining abilities from different characters, like, you know, get her to do like Oathkeeper in Oblivion with like Roxas's spiral light stuff, but then also have Axel's chakram, stuff like that. Like I want her to blend skills together and have all kinds of crazy stuff. That's what I was really hoping for with her Remind fight. I thought it was going to be a combination of other Remind character, like, you know, like take like, she already has Sayex's abilities in the actual base game fight. She uses his claymores to smash. So I'd like to see more of that. Yeah, no, Shion and Roxas are the most powerful characters on the hero side right now, which is weird, because there's no real reason for it. They just copied Sora's power, but for some reason they ended up way stronger. Sora is ace like Sonic? Yeah, that's the thing. It's a very common protagonist thing. Yeah, no, if hearts are all connected, then Naminé could erase the universe in theory. I think that would work. Okay, so DMC style switching, I think, needs to be a thing in Kingdom Hearts. Not actually like how it works in DMC, but just like make Keyblade switching or whatever takes its place in the next game much faster. Don't make me rely on item canceling. Make it so you can just swap it after you do an attack. Twin007, actually, Dissidia was originally going to be a Kingdom Hearts fighting game, but Disney didn't like the idea of Disney characters fighting each other, so it was switched into a Final Fantasy fighting game. Man, speaking of Days Keyblades, it's nuts that they gave Ventus one of the Days Keyblades in Cux. That's insane. Wow. Lots of views coming in, actually. Yes, Onyx. Everyone should hate Disney, whether it's for their horrific business practices and just generally being evil, or for robbing us of a Kingdom Hearts fighting game. Those are both pretty bad. Yeah, I said before, the glow up between Osaka Team's secret boss fights from Birth by Sleep over to Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't know a word that's good enough to describe how insane of a jump it is. Because, like, every single move Yozora has so much thought put into it, and then you go over to the mysterious figure and it's like, oh, I mean, you could use Brutal Blast as Terra, but you can't dodge anything because Terra's dodge was not made for this boss fight. Yeah, I hope that Shion gets a new Keyblade, because just having Kingdom Key is kind of meh. Also, I'm pretty sure it's an artificial Kingdom Key, so it's not even really... Like, she deserves her own identity at this point. Yeah, the mysterious figure from Birth by Sleep is young Xehanort, doing some time travel shenanigans. Although, his actual 3D model is just a reused Sayex model. Man, making it so that Terra just flexes the damage away. That'd be a good solution to him not being able to dodge for shit. Terra is strong and huge. Oh man, speaking of Terra, they better bring back Ends of the Earth. His Earthshaker Keyblade is so lame and tiny. Like, the Lingering Will uses Earthshaker, but then when Terra comes back, he has... Or no, yeah, wait, what did I say? No, Ends of the Earth. Ends of the Earth is the good one. It's gigantic. But then Earthshaker is tiny, and that's the one that Terra has nowadays, and it sucks. I hate it. Yeah, Royal Guard would be a good fit for Terra. Like, Critical Mode on Kingdom Hearts 3 already has that thing where if you guard at the last second, you do double damage. So that would be a good fit for Terra, just unedited, honestly. Just put that in. Well, Chaos Ripper's really cool, but it was never canon. It's like a corrupted version of Ends of the Earth. God, thank you for reminding me what Kingdom Hearts character hates. God. That... Yeah. What? Vexen's like 8 feet tall, isn't he? Terra is a mere 6'3". Axel is 6'9". Good. Unfortunate, honestly, given his actor. Onyx, Terra could smash you into the ground no matter how tall he was. He has earth powers. That's his thing. Is Sora 5'4"? That seems small even for Sora, but he is really short. Like, Riku's a lot taller. He gained a decent amount of height from 1 to 2, but he hasn't really changed since then. Sora is the size of Mr. Feel. I'd feel bad, but he can't even hear us from down there. Why doesn't Axel, the largest of the friends, simply eat the rest? Alright, well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. This marks my first ever finished game on stream, and doing surprisingly well. I don't know where everyone came from, relatively speaking, so thanks. I'll be going now. I hope when to stream Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.